Friday through the evening sports page on Scarborough. Pork chop. Grease and a half. Man, busy night so far, isn't it? Easily with their brand new head football coach, Chad Smith. Then we had Matthew LeCroy on with us talking about Mark McGuire admitting to taking steroids. His thought on it. He agrees with Goose Scott. They both think he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, and I agree with you guys. Right now, we're going to bring in Jay Holgate of the SECSportsReport.com. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
And we're doing fine. Are you in your living room tonight?
Man, you know it, Ron. And you know what music I got on tonight?
Yeah. I hear the background.
Oh, Ron, man. Can you believe what's happened?
Tennessee.
Can you believe it?
Oh, well, yeah. Anything that happens down there, I can believe. You know, I really think Tennessee got done wrong. I really do.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee, they hired this man to build their football program back up to where it was, and in 1 year, I mean, he run his mouth. I'm not sure if he got the program into how much trouble, but then he leaves the program, and that's not fair to the volunteer or to their fans.
No, Ron, I think one thing about it with Kiffin, you know, that he just handled the thing very poorly. He basically called a press conference and stood up and talked for 70 seconds. I mean, this is a guy that can talk about hiring the best coaches in the country and, you know, all this other stuff. He can talk about that forever. But, you know, they've paid him and his dad, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million. And he leaves them with a 70-second press conference, and he won't take any questions.
And from what I understand, he had to sneak out a back door because there's a bunch of students wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, I bet they did. I mean, it's very disappointing for the people that I've talked to. I think everybody had a gut feeling that this could happen with Kiffin. They just, you know, something in our gut just told us this guy is going to go for the best deal. It is amazing that, you know, he was in Knoxville on Monday, and then, you know, in a very short period of time, like just last night, he had already accepted that USC job and was given a press conference talking about being a USC Trojan. And it's almost like watching a friend or something get up there and take his wife out to dinner after you know that he was out with his girlfriend the night before. You know, it doesn't seem right for a person to be at Tennessee one day and then the very next day fly all the way out to California and give a press conference and say, "This is my new home."
Wow. And we had reports today that Jeff Scott up at Clemson was contacted by Lane Kiffin about maybe coming out there. Of course, he quickly, I think, put a squash on that and said, "No, I'm not interested." I'm not sure if they really did make contact.
Yeah.
It's just rumors going around, but that's what we did here early this morning.
Well, he tried to get Norm Chow out of UCLA, and he's already said no. Yeah. And you know, it just doesn't look good. He's burning a lot of bridges, and I just think that it's going to catch up with him at Southern Cal. It has to. I mean, if the law of sowing and reaping works, then and which we know it does, then he's going to get his. And I tell you one thing, there's going to be a whole lot of people in the South cheering against Southern Cal this coming year. And I guarantee you, Alabama and teams like Alabama and Florida are going to want to be playing Southern Cal next year for a bowl game. That would just be the most awesome thing in the world.
You know, though, that there's some bow out there. If they get that opportunity, they're going to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. And it looks like right now, I don't know if you guys have been talking about it or not, they got 4 recruits that have already decommitted. So they went from the number 6 ranking to the number 9 ranking on Rivals about 30 minutes ago. They're down to 18 commitments right now. I think Philip Fulmer has been brought in to help with the transition. He's I don't know if he's calling recruits or what he's doing, but they're just trying to keep the fire from getting out of the fireplace and burning the whole place down.
Okay, my question to you, David Cutcliffe, is he the new coach at Tennessee?
I don't know that yet. I'm like you. I'm waiting, but you know, if I were a betting man, that's where I put my money right now. My guess is athletic director David Hamilton. He's in a lot of trouble with this whole thing. He's the one that hired Kiffin. There's been a lot of problems with this hire. There's been a lot of talk. The SEC commissioners threatened to fine him. There's just been one thing after another. Hamilton's gone out on a limb for Kiffin, got him all the money he wanted, got everything he needed, and then Kiffin leaves him. So I would not be surprised if Hamilton is in a little bit of fear right now. And typically when people are in that kind of state, they're going to make a quick decision. And David Cutcliffe is somebody they know. He's somebody they're familiar with because he was he was the quarterback's coach for years there, and him and Fulmer got along great. And he's at Duke right now. He's done a great job with their program. So I think that he is a front runner right now. I think they want to go with something a little more safe on this time around. They've already put out the offers to some pretty big names. So Will Muschamp's been offered the job, and he apparently turned it down. And then I'm under the understanding they went after Air Force's coach, and he turned it down as well.
Yeah.
So
what about Mike Leach? Would they consider him?
I doubt it. I think some stuff's gonna have, some clouds are gonna have to move away from him for a little while before anybody looks at him. I don't think he's gonna get a job at a traditional school like Tennessee. I think he's more likely to get a job at a school out west somewhere where they're not as serious about it. But, I mean, people here are serious about football. This is a big deal. I mean, people around here, that's all they've been talking about. The Tennessee fans I know, I don't think they've worked for 3 days. They all, they're sending me stuff. They're telling me this. And, this is a big deal for these guys.
I think something could come down later on tonight for sure.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I'm waiting on the stuff on Cutcliffe. I believe they are in the process of negotiations with him. So they got to lock this thing down pretty quick because we're 2 weeks out from signing day. So they don't want to lose a whole recruiting class. And Cutcliffe would be a good hire for them. I think they feel safe with him. I don't know if he can take their program to the top level or not. I mean, he's a good coach. I think he's a good man. I'm not going to cast any kind of judgment on him. I'm just, there are certain coaches out there that I would probably go after. That people like Kirby Smart, the younger guys like that. I just think those guys are they got more energy for the game.
But my question is, a major program like Tennessee that has just got thrown a major blow like this when Lane Kiffin decided to go to Southern Cal, don't you have to get an established head coach? Can you go after a coordinator? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, technically,
the athletic director, a lot of pressure on him to hire the right person, and if you go for a coordinator and that doesn't work out, then it may cost you your job.
Right. I mean, that's basically. I mean, they went after Lane Kiffin. I thought he was a crapshoot, and I mean, he had been at the Los Angeles Raiders, but he had a losing season. I mean, the only thing that was, I mean, Kiffin just has the right look. I mean, and he's got a daddy that's been around and has a good reputation. But other than that was a risk. So I mean, I guess at this point anybody's a risk. It really just comes down to. I don't know that any big names are really looking at Tennessee right now. The program there's a little bit of shame on the program right now when you got a guy that just pulls up his van in the middle of the night and leaves like that. It's not good for it's not good for any program. So I think they're trying to save a little face right now, and they're probably going to go with. My guess is they'll go with somebody that, like Cutcliffe, that they feel safe with. He actually had a decent run at Ole Miss, and they let him go too soon. So I think he'd be a good choice. I'd like to see him back in the league.